Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. As Michigan fans, this has been one of the more exciting last 3 to 4 weeks that I can remember as a Michigan fan myself, not only on the football field, taking down Ohio State, but what we've done on the recruiting trail the last couple of weeks. They're on fire, and it doesn't seem like it seems to be stopping anytime soon. Welcome back, Nate Marshall, flipping his commitment back from Auburn to Michigan. It's been kind of a wild ride, right? We all broke down Nate Marshall's commitment to Michigan earlier on in the summer, and then he flips to Auburn in the fall. Now he's back with Michigan. Where you start with Nate Marshall, this kid is a freaky athlete. You're just not going to find many 6'4", 265-pound bodies that have the movement skills and athleticism that Nate Marshall has. Now, there's some question marks along the way. Where is he going to play on the defensive line? Is he going to play as an edge rusher? Is he going to play more on the inside? I think he can be good at both. He certainly has the athleticism to play out as an edge rusher, certainly has the bulking capacity to play out on the inside as well. I don't really care because you just want to bet on these kind of kids in the high school trail. Really, really good athlete. That now I'll just kind of start with this. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Chris Jenkins coming out of high school, where you looked at Chris Jenkins and said, all right, he's a little bit leaner right now, but you can see that frame where you can put a lot of weight on him and maintain that athleticism. Chris Jenkins puts on the weight, moves to the inside, becomes an elite interior defensive lineman for Michigan. Kind of Chris Jenkins vibes, but maybe even a better athlete coming out of high school. Really excited about this kid. Really excited to get into a little bit of the senior film now. Before we do, and as always, just want to say thank you to you guys and to the Michigan fans. As a Michigan fan myself, it's been a blast talking this team over the last couple of weeks. The amount of support y'all have shown the boys has been amazing. Appreciate you guys. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. It's going to be a busy next couple of weeks as well. Without further ado, let's get into Nate Marshall now. We have some access to some of the senior stuff from Nate Marshall. You turn it on. He's still playing a little bit more on the offensive side of the football, but what you see from him on offense is truly special as a pass catcher. I mean, this kid, when you're watching him play, looks like a 200-pound wide receiver, the way he moves vertically down the field, the way he adjusts the footballs, and that's going to translate to the defensive line. This kid is juiced up from an athletic standpoint. We're going to see a little bit of the defense too, but when you take a look at Nate Marshall first, it starts with just the athleticism that you see as an athlete. I mean, the movement skills, creating separation, staying on his feet, being extremely physical after the catch, and then like the breakaway speed. When you see him on the film, like there's no way this kid is 265 pounds. Now you see him out on the edge right here. You're going to see some big time power in the mitts too. I mean, this is not fair for that 180-pound defensive back. Create some separation. Again, going up, body control, functionality. It's all there for Nate Marshall. All things that are going to translate to the defensive line as well. You continue to work through the film. You continue to just kind of see the special athlete Nate Marshall is. Elite release off the line of scrimmage, calling for the ball, and then the ability to go track the football. Really, really special stuff. Now, I want to kind of fast forward to him as a defensive lineman too. He's coming off the edge right here. One, burst. I mean, you see that as an offensive player when he's playing the pass catcher position. You see it here too, like the flexibility, dipping below that outside shoulder, and then just running right through the running back, and then getting up. Look at the motor here. Getting up and going and chasing the quarterback down. This guy, I mean, you can do so many different things with him. And we kind of know Wink Martindale wants to get creative with these defensive linemen. Nate Marshall kind of dropping back as a little bit of a quarterback spy, then closes the distance, goes and makes play on the quarterback. I think the physical gifts this kid has are really, really special. And if he gets developed the right way, has every potential to just be an elite defensive lineman for this Michigan program, whether he plays out on the edge, whether he plays on the inside. And you look at Michigan in the 2025 class, 21 total commitments. You have 10 of them inside the top 150 nationally. That's nearly 10% of the top 100 kids, 150 kids are coming to Michigan. That's what we need. And we've kind of talked about this before. Sherrone Moore is kind of revolutionizing what Michigan is doing out on the recruiting trail to make the success on the football field a little bit more consistent. I think we all know we always kind of felt this way in terms of that next level Michigan could kind of reach as a recruiting program. this program offers so much. It's the bluest of blue bloods. They won 3 straight Big Ten championships going into 2024. We felt like there was a little bit, of meat left on the bone, if you will, in terms of what Michigan could do as a recruiting program. Sherrone Moore has come in and immediately, right? Even when he took the job, like revamped the recruiting and personnel department, and you're seeing it pay massive dividends towards leading up into signing day. And this is not the last firework I would expect to see. I mean, you take a look at how things are trending with 5-star offensive tackle Ty Haywood, and Alabama doesn't even expect him to be in the class anymore. He's not going to sign his paperwork on National Signing Day. That gives Michigan an opportunity to get him to Ann Arbor and let him kind of see what Michigan's about. It from everything you read, it sounds like Michigan is now the team to beat with Ty Haywood. And a couple things struck out. This is one, how Michigan wants to win along the line of scrimmage. How do we beat Ohio State? It certainly wasn't with 5-star wide receivers on the outside and quarterback play, which is coming to Michigan, ideally with Bryce Underwood. But we win along the line of scrimmage. Andrew Babaloa, Ty Haywood, 2 of the best offensive tackles in the 2025 class, potentially coming to Michigan, along with the number 1 player in the country at quarterback, Bryce Underwood. That's some bones for a really bright future for Michigan. And I think a couple of names to kind of look at for National Signing Day probably starts with Nate Owusu-Boateng. It sounds like it's between Michigan and Colorado. He's committing to a program, I believe 2:30 Eastern time tomorrow on ESPN. So we'll break that one down if it indeed happens. And I think some other developments that are worth noting is Andrew Olish, one of my favorite commitments in this 2025 cycle. It sounds like Michigan's going to hold on to him, which, for the last couple of weeks wasn't necessarily a lock, right? Oregon was really turning up the heat. It sounds like they're going to go with Lincoln Kjær. We just saw Penn State land a commitment from a 4-star tight end in the 2025 cycle, which kind of tells us Andrew Olish probably coming to Michigan. And so not only is Michigan going out and flipping some really big targets, they're also taking care of business with their own class and holding on to some of their top commitments as well. And you start scrolling down, it is littered with top 100 national prospects. Really, really exciting time to be a Michigan fan. Nate Marshall, hey, welcome back, brother. Like that's kind of where I'm at. It was disappointing when he decommitted, but I think we're all happy to have him back in the 2025 class. We'll sign out there again. Appreciate you guys rocking with it. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all later.